the concern of the Rivers lawmaker talking about law deal, the peace deal 5 and 7. 5 talked about payment of all the arrears to the assembly members, and then resubmission of the
budget,
2024 budget to the full assembly for them to look at it again. Now the concern here is this: why they look at that to be obnoxious? The governor has taken a step to make the payment for the 2-month salary, November and December, to the lawmakers. That's on one side. However, there are still cases in court, like I said. If you also look at that again and ask yourself, in the peace deal that is being discussed right now, or still being discussed, one wonders if the governor of Rivers State have come out to say that it's no big deal to actually implement all of that. Why do we have all of these cases in courts? Those cases, legally speaking, on this particular peace deal or peace pact, what are the chances that these cases will see the light of day? I'll quickly point out that the Supreme Court's existing ruling on the Supreme Court says that when you defect from one party to another, when you're still in office, you're still serving your tenure, and that if there are no crises in your party, if there are no known issues that affect you in any way, and there are no agreed measure by your party to the party you're defecting to, you automatically lose your seat. And that is on one side. Now, legally speaking, also the resubmission, Rule 7, resubmission of the so because at the point when Edison Ehe assumed, yes, he had been declared, he has been removed from his position as a leader at the point when he was made speaker outside of the assembly by the Amehule-led faction of the Rivers lawmakers. So now the High Court in Port Harcourt recognizes him, and now he's been acting, and the governor, so based on that, submitted the budget to him. But now that the president, without recourse to what the Constitution says, is saying we need to go back on all of that. What are we looking at here as we gradually slip into 2024?
Well, thank you. I must start by saying that the principal actors who are directly concerned in this crisis have no problem with the pact, the peace pact which was entered into in Abuja. And you must understand that before the president waded into this situation, he did not do it on his own volition, but by the call from the Rivers citizens. You know,
yeah, but they said, good. They said
yes.
They called for intervention, not interference.
This is not well, it depends on their own interpretation. Now, the issue there is that what amounts to interference when the principal actors have accepted? In fact, the governor sees nothing. By his Christmas declaration, he made it clear that he has looked through all the clauses of the agreement, and there is nothing bad in it, and that he is ready to implement the letters and the spirit.
No, that's the governor.
Yes,
but we're speaking legally. Like I raised two particular issues.
Speaking legally,
the lawmakers right now, because they had to go to court to ask the court for an ex parte order, withholding judgment on their position. PDP went to court as well on that, and INEC. So now, if they feel that they have legal standing to be that they are still lawmakers, why did they go to court? That's on one side. And also resubmission of the budget
to the Amehule faction.
So yeah, from the position of the Supreme Court on grounds for defection, which the PDP lawmakers, the former PDP lawmakers, didn't meet the criteria before their defection because there's no known crisis within the PDP. So give us the legal backing, the stance on that.
Even the Constitution is very clear about that. That any person, Section 109 of the Constitution is very explicit. Sub 1, paragraph G, particularly, is very explicit as to the position where members of the House of Assembly defects, from a political party that sponsored them into winning that election and became members of the House of Assembly. That once that defection is done, that they are bound to lose their seat, provided that there is no such known crisis or division And the Supreme Court has gone along to define what amounts to division by stating that it must be a division in the leadership of. However, in section 109, sub 2, is very clear that it is the duty of, there are procedures. The Constitution gave procedures as to how that section will come into effect.
Okay.
And how would it come into effect? That it is the speaker who is saddled with the responsibility to bring that section into effect.
Okay.
You understand?
No.
The question is
for better clarification, because you're the lawyer here.
Yes.
The other part you quoted, now that the speaker will bring it into effect.
Yeah.
Is there a known crisis in the PDP as we speak?
There is no known crisis in the PDP because there is no known crisis that touches on the leadership of the PDP. That is on one side. But as per the procedure as for someone to arise from nowhere and acclaim themselves to be the speaker, with the Constitution reposes on the speaker to bring into effect that provision of the
arises
Constitution.
From nowhere. We're talking about Rivers lawmakers now, right?
Yes.
Good. When someone arises from nowhere, claims to be that there is an issue when there are no issue.
Now,
did the Amewule-led assembly tell us the reason why Edison was, because he's the one that removed Edison?
Yes.
Did they give us reason for that? Can you remember any reason? Just like the impeachment process against the governor.
Well, the issue there is if the reasons are unknown to Edison, who is a key player, I think the best thing is to go to the court to seek for order.
Which he did.
Yes. The order he went to the court is to empower him as a speaker.
And
what happened immediately? What happened immediately was that immediately he was removed as speaker, he proclaimed himself as the speaker, the leader, and then he came out and proclaimed himself as the speaker.
Now,
and upon that,
let's talk about the crisis before we come back to this quickly. The crisis we saw in the Rivers State House of Assembly, was it a political crisis within the PDP?
Well, the Supreme Court has interpreted that when it has to do with crisis that should amount to, for a member of the House of Assembly to be removed, it should be a crisis that is holistic and not a particular faction. You understand what I'm saying?
Either way.
Yeah.
So
it must be a crisis for the national leadership.
What is it that may have happened at the PDP national?
Yeah.
That led to the states that now affected the state assembly? Is there any known crisis?
I have stated that there is no known crisis within the definition.
Okay, so let's refer it back to the other
of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, so let's refer it back to the other side of the. I'm coming to you.
Yes.
The last aspect of the. You've talked about 109.
Yes, section 109.
And then there's another section you also mentioned.
Yes.
Now, for giving grounds for the speaker to remove another person.
Yes.
Is that a political crisis that should lead to defection of the 26 lawmakers?
Well, the defection in itself, I have stated that the defection, actually, that there is no known division in PDP that should warrant. However, in the eyes of the law, even the Constitution, which has provided a criteria upon which members of the House of Assembly should defect, and also has given the clear instruction that there should no defection, although in the proviso gave instances where they could defect. Such instances does not play out in this circumstance, and there is no known division. However, what I'm saying is that when it has been known, like the case in instance where the Amehule faction and the 27 members have defected, there is a procedure under the Constitution to bring into effect that constitutional provision.